Welcome back to Book of Febrio, and today we gotta talk about the most shocking injury of Michael Bisping. And before we talk about that, make sure you check out Book of Febrio and subscribe. Training in the world of mixed martial arts is a grueling process. It can cause injuries even before the fight. Despite this, most MMA fighters tend to continue to fight even during their injuries. For Michael Bisping, experiencing an injury is a huge part in his MMA career. Michael Bisping is one of the most interesting fighters in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or UFC. This guy is very creative when it comes to talking trash to his opponents. According to Bleacher Report, a sports website, Michael Bisping is ranked number 1 in the most hated UFC fighters. His opponents loathe battling Bisping because of his arrogance and cold personality. They receive abuse on and off the octagon. Before these antics in the UFC, Michael was a promising young star in England. At a young age, he tagged along with his brother Conrad while joining the jiu-jitsu class. He also loved doing karate and kickboxing. In fact, he almost joined the army boxing team because his father was a sergeant major in the military. Although he loved boxing and kickboxing, he excelled more in mixed martial arts, or MMA. He was passionate about MMA, but he knew it was not a career that could help him financially. According to UFC, his father Jan Bisping mentioned that Michael left school and MMA at age 16. He did a series of dead-end jobs such as factory work, upholstery, postman, and other minimum wage jobs. Eventually, Michael got married, and he got married to Rebecca Bisping. They have 3 kids named Lucas, Ellie, and Colin. After the 3 kids were born, Michael started to be frustrated about how he can't provide for his family. He was working for a living in a minimum wage job, but he wanted a better life for his family, so Michael tracked down his jiu-jitsu coach, Paul Davis. He began training and pursued his passion with the intention to improve his life. On April 10, 2004, his professional career officially began. He faced Steve Matthews in Pride and Glory 2 and beat him via armbar submission. He continued to beat multiple young stars and started his career with 10 wins and 0 loss. He also won multiple titles in the light heavyweight division for Cage Rage and Cage Warriors, an MMA promotion in England. The Ultimate Fighter had an open audition in England for the first time. He signed up and dominated the entire competition. He won the Ultimate Fighter 3 and knocked out Josh Haynes and remained undefeated. Michael faced up-and-coming star Rashad Evans in UFC 78. They were both undefeated. Fortunately for Michael Bisping, he lost via split decision. It was his first loss in his MMA career, but he won the next 3 fights and was looking for a title shot. His next matchup was against Dan Henderson. He badly needed to beat his next opponent to finally get the middleweight championship fight. Sadly, he was devastatingly knocked out by Dan Henderson. After the fight, he easily overcame the loss and rejuvenated his career. He won the next 5 out of the 6 fights, and he had a chance to have another title fight, but he needs to beat Chael Sonnen. Unluckily, he lost to Chael Sonnen via unanimous decision. He may have lost his chances of winning the title twice, but he continued to fight in the UFC. The most memorable fight in his career is the one against Vitor Belfort, where he lost via a technical knockout. Vitor kicked Michael's head around his right eye and caused him a retinal detachment. He underwent multiple surgeries in his right eye. For most fighters, the inability to see in the right eye can cause an early retirement. But not for Michael Bisping. He overcame difficulties and stayed persistent. He may have gone through a lot of adversities in his career, but he chose to never give up. He won 5 out of the 7 fights. He finally got a chance to go for a title match after he defeated Anderson Silva. He was set to fight Luke Rockhold on June 4, 2016. He knocked out Luke Rockhold in the first round in UFC 199. He won the UFC middleweight championship title. It was an impressive win, especially when he was fighting without a sight in his right eye. Michael finally got what he worked so hard for when he started his MMA career. Michael Bisping avenged his second loss in his career when he beat Dan Henderson in a rematch in UFC 204. After this match, he lost his next fights against George St. Pierre and Kevin Gastelum. He retired from MMA and ended his career with 30 wins and 9 losses. He is tied 4th in most wins in UFC history. Michael Bisping endured multiple setbacks and obstacles. Losing his eyesight was one of the biggest threats in his career. He overcame all those barriers and worked hard for the world title. His journey in the MMA has been remarkable.